The Brandon Peters Show may contain explicit language and detailed plot points. For more information on the show, stay tuned to the end of the episode.
The summer of 2015 at 10.
It is Friday and time to close out our week of the summer of 2015 at 10 with another music video discussion. Returning now for her fourth summer in this series from the Bob and Tom Show, and the voice of our show, the fifth Beatle of this show, Jessica Alsman.
Hi, Brandon. It's such a great joy, delight. I don't know how many other adjectives can I come up with. It's just great being here.
Of course.
Another summer. It's fun.
Another summer. Another summer. So yeah, this is the summer of 2015. Jessica, you know what's crazy?
What?
In 2015 we still don't know each other. It's another like 2 years before we
No way.
Yep. We don't know each other in 2015.
Not even in 2016?
Not even 2016. It's 2017 was when we met each other. I had to, because I thought maybe it was not 2016. It was 2017.
When did you win your podcast award?
2017.
Okay. Then it was?
It was 2017.
Okay.
I'm like, I've known Jessica for like 10 years. Nope, not yet. Not yet.
What's so crazy is it feels like 10, and the very first movie we ever talked about, when I got to join your podcast, I still will randomly reference and I sing the "Don't Tell Her It's Me." You got to figure out what year that is it came out so you can do that summer.
Don't tell her it is me. We'll have a big old party for the 10 years of us knowing each other. The world tour. Something like that. I don't know.
Sounds good.
So in 2015, while you were prepping to meet me, what was going on with you then in 2015? Where were you at?
2015, I was working as a national sales assistant at iHeartMedia in Indianapolis, and I was still helping a little bit with the Bob and Tom Show, working at their store, basically. And sometimes I got to voice some bits and, volunteer female voice for something. But I wasn't officially full-time over there yet. So 2015, that's before I ever got into sales, actually selling, advertising. This is young Jessica.
Wow.
And now I'm feeling old as I talk about it. Yeah.
Wow. Very, very nifty.
Wait,
yeah.
Where were you?
Where was
Before you met me?
No. So
where you won your big podcast award.
Yeah.
Changed your life.
This is the 2015 is the year I started that podcast, and but it wasn't off the ground yet. It started in August or September. But I was a spry father. My daughter had just turned 1.
Aww.
At this time. It was going to. So when this drops, it'll be the second week of May. But yeah, she turned 1. I had been writing a Why So Blue. I was still doing that. I was working at Pearson Education at the time. And yeah, it was, that's where I was. I was doing stuff and things.
Not getting much sleep with a
no.
That's
what I learned. That's where I learned. I used to, before I had children, I used to be I need my 8 hours of sleep, and now I'm I can do 5. 5's good. I've really learned how to quit being a baby. You take what sleep you can get. You can work off a lot. So,
but which one did you have? Which child did you get more sleep with, your son or your daughter? Do you think in the beginning?
Probably my daughter, because it was all everything it wasn't new, and it was just kind of at least I didn't notice it then. It was a drastic change with my son and stuff, waking in the middle of the night and all this stuff. So not I was doing all the heavy lifting. It's all my wife and stuff like that. So definitely, but definitely a change there for me with that. So that's yeah.
Oh yeah, I was the second kid. I remember my dad would always be like, "Well, with you, we were she'll be fine." But with my older brother Aaron, it was always you gotta pay attention all the
Everything's
time.
special.
Oh yeah. My dad even was sorry we didn't take as many photos of you when you were younger. I'm what the heck? We got the main ones out there. I'm thank you.
It's funny. My uncle had the funniest story. speaking of that, we don't have many photos of you, and I'm sorry for my listeners for telling you, but trust me, it's a good. So my mom, her family, she had a sister and three brothers, and my uncle Mark was the youngest brother. And he was like an accident baby, so he was much younger than the last child or whatever. And he had a project at school, and he needed a baby picture for it. And so my grandma was like, "Here, take the baby picture. Here's your baby picture or whatever. Take it to class." And my uncle Jeff, which was the next oldest than him, gave him shit because that was the ugliest baby he ever saw. Man, what an ugly baby. Da 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 da. My grandma then said, that's actually your baby picture. We had forgotten to get a picture of him as a baby, and I gave it to him just to have something."
Jeez. That's funny. He
Like,
didn't recognize
oh,
himself though.
yeah. Well, I mean, they're all related, so I can imagine they could just any baby of there you could see yourself in or something. But
Mm-hmm.
I was like, wow, that's funny. Um, so there's that. With that, but speaking of pictures, I want to talk a little bit about moving pictures. Look at my segues.
Mm-hmm.
So the movies we talked about on this Monday episode that happened. Um, is I want to just ask you if you have any thoughts on these.
Okay.
Share them now. Okay. Pika.
What a
Yeah. Yeah, it's a Hindi romantic comedy movie. Um, yeah.
I do not
Yeah.
recall.
It
It was a
was
very busy year, you know.
yeah,
I
yeah,
was
yeah.
doing stuff.
Gotcha. Maggie. This is the Arnold Schwarzenegger Abigail Breslin zombie movie.
I watched that later, but not in 2015. So I missed it the year
Gotcha.
it came out, but it was pretty good.
Yeah, pretty good movie. The D Train stars Jack Black and James Marsden. Jack Black is a guy who's kind of a loser-ish, unlikable dude within this group for his high school reunion. They're planning his reunion, and James Marsden's a guy that's in a commercial, and they're like, "We should get him," and he's like, "Oh, I know him. I'm good with him." And he takes this, he tells his work that there's this deal he can sign out in L.A. and but he uses the trip to go meet up with James Marsden, and then they end up like hooking up, and like Jack Black's all weird because he's got a wife back home and stuff, and he decides like he gets him to say he'll come to the reunion, and he's like, I don't want him at the reunion type thing. So
Oh,
and he shows up
oh.
and he stays with them at their house. Yeah, it's
So the D train.
the D train. Yeah. And then Hot Pursuit, which is a very bad Reese Witherspoon and Sofia Vergara comedy movie.
I recall, but I don't think I even saw it.
Not good.
Oh,
Not good. No. Um, it feels like it's trying to be that movie, The Heat, with Sandra Bullock and
was
Melissa
it the same time
McCarthy.
period?
It's like a year later or
Oh,
something like that.
that's
Yeah, this year.
unfortunate. Man, the heat was so good.
Yeah, because Melissa McCarthy's movie this year is Spy, um, which that's one that we got from her this year. But so our music video today is Somebody, which is by Natalie La Rose featuring Jeremih. It's Jermih. I mentioned in the last one, the first music video, like I'm not cool with the music scene anymore, as if I was before. But there's some artists and stuff I'm not familiar with, and I'm seeing song titles. I'm like, what's that? Oh, that's that song. That's who that person is. So this whole summer, there's some of these where I'm like, discovery for me a little bit. I'm doing research on these songs I heard on, pop radio or at events and things like that. Um, so this one peaked at number 10 on the Billboard Hot 100, but it reached number 1 on the Billboard Rhythmic Airplay chart and is certified double platinum. The song samples "I Want to Dance with Somebody" by Whitney Houston. "Do You Really Want to Know" by Lilix, and "Shots" by LMFAO and Lil Jon. I This is interesting because there's no album for this. This is from all I can tell from what I'm researching here is Natalie La Rose just releases here's a single. Here's a
Really?
single. So we're getting very modern-esque of that whole like Billy Corgan quote from the the late 2000s of like I should just release singles to streaming because what no one wants to listen to a whole album, so I should just cut to the radio songs and do that, which he doesn't do, but he was just kind of making a statement on things, and this
Right.
is kind of that. I couldn't find any albums or like what albums is on, and there's none for her that I can find. It's just singles. So
Hey, it works though. When you sent me the artist name and title, I was like, "What's this?" And then when I heard it, I'm like, "Oh yeah, okay." And you
yeah,
kind of start to move naturally. And but I
yeah,
never, for $1,000,000, I couldn't have told you who sang it.
yeah. So she'll feature on a song with Flo Rida, or as my white old uncool self will say, Florida.
Yeah.
But Flo Rida, a video we're covering in like a week or two on this show. But yeah. Do you like the song? Any feelings on it, or
I do. It's okay.
yeah,
I mean, you can hear kind of the samples that it's taking, so I think it's probably why I like it so much too,
yeah,
because it's like tricking you into like you like this song, so you're definitely gonna like this one now, which that's fine with me.
right, yeah.
Whatever. Do your
It
magic.
it's kind of a song that's like a good bridge song or something in a mix, but it's never going to be the one that you're like, yes, this is a yeah. It's
Yeah, I'm
like a
never gonna
nice.
like this is my jam.
It's in a flow. Like it's not the one that they're going to come back from the break on the radio and start with. Like I don't know. It didn't. Yeah. I
That's a
like
good
it
way to
though.
put it. It's a good transition song. So if you're already
Yeah.
dancing like at a club or a bar or whatever, they're not, yeah.
Or if
This
you
is in
need to
between the two songs.
take it down from the big
Hmm.
jam. Yeah. Take it
Good one for
down.
the girls to dance with each other. Like,
Yes.
and I love all the dancing in the music video. Like,
Yes. So let me
I love it.
let's go over the music video, which is directed by Luke Gilford, who he directed a film in 2023 called National Anthem. And then there's a short film he did this same year in 2015 called Connected that stars Pamela Anderson and Jane Fonda. But mostly he's doing videos for people like Kesha, Christina Aguilera, Demi Lovato, and Adam Lambert. Um, the video is like just dancing in front of various backgrounds or singing. Um, got some light choreography. Like it's nothing complex. Like,
It's very simple. Yes, this isn't even something you probably see on a TikTok video
mhm.
now because TikTok's a little bit more complicated. It's just your basic, almost like your five girls getting together or six, I forget how many. And maybe it's still supposed to be like the 80s pop, but it still reminds me of like the early
Yeah.
90s too,
So
because of like their outfits.
it reminded me a lot of that 80s song I Can't Wait by New Shoes. Like
Oh, mhm.
so it kind of had that to it, so maybe that's what was lulling me into like, yeah, I dig this because I dig the one song. So of course I dig the one that cribs off stuff like this, but it's got a good beat. Um I,
Dancing in front of a mansion though is like, is that supposed to be the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air mansion?
so
Like a
what
little generic version of it?
the way they lit the thing and how like dead and empty it looked, it felt like this was a soundtrack song music video for one of the Nightmare on Elm Street movies. Like that's what I was getting vibes from. It's a really weird specific thing, but I'm like, this could have been like if you'd have told me like, yeah, this is a Freddy movie. Like if you'd have dumbed up the video, like eat up the video like a VHS looking thing, and been like, yeah, this is from a Nightmare on Elm Street soundtrack. I might have bought it just how it looks, because some of the things like yeah, there's like there's like the statues with neons on them and like the garden like greenhousey
Yeah,
area.
but
It's
that's like so funny. It's statues holding fluorescent light bulbs. Like,
yeah.
yeah, we're gonna get creative. We need to light this place. They can hold them. Thank
Yeah.
you.
It's really yeah, it's really weird. I mean, there's not a whole lot going on, and I explained the last one like we started this in '82 at the dawn of music videos. Then we went to the '90s, which is like this apex, like they take them to a whole nother level, and the 2000s is kind of like a coasting one. Now they're not as important. They're not integral to the marketing. They still make them, but it's maybe out of tradition. So a lot of these this summer I was going through them, and there's not much to them because there's no money being thrown at them really.
Hmm.
And they're just going to like YouTube where no one's paying to watch them. I mean, there's ads probably. I don't know if YouTube was as ad filled as in 2015 as it is now, but yeah, there is Vivo and stuff like that. But yeah, so it's like, all right, Um, this is they just find a cool setting depending on the talent of the director and the cinematographer and the guy lighting it. How cool is it gonna look? But yeah, this is another, like, I call them mall videos, and I probably repeat that phrase a ton, where it's like, this isn't a cool video where you're like sitting watching it. This is like the great background while you're shopping at the Gap or some store or
Yeah.
something. Not the Gap, but like the Buckle or something like that. Or you're in Spencer's or something, and it's like on the background. I don't know. This is a
Yeah.
Spencer's kind of song, but
I don't know. But they're just like, hey, we're gonna be in a garden. Here's a fence with roses on it.
yeah,
Hey, you have teddy bears? Bring your teddy bears.
yeah, the
That'd be
teddy
cool.
bears. That
It
was
didn't really work. Like, oh, we're gonna cuddle up because that's what I do with things I love. I don't know. It's almost like someone just had them and they go, oh, that'd be cool. Bring him in.
The
Now,
bear's name was
maybe
somebody. That's what it was.
unless there's a nod to one of the, the Whitney Houston music video or something. I'm
Hmm.
not familiar with that one as well, but like maybe some of it is tied to that, like little Easter eggs. But
Yeah, and it was funny. Like, I didn't catch on to the Whitney Houston. Like, when I was doing my research and found out what was sample, I was like, oh, duh. Like, I'm like, I was tricked. I was like, I like this, but I already liked
yeah,
the Like, I was like, oh, this is totally ripping the Whitney Houston song. It's just slower. That's why. Yeah, I was like, okay, I'm dumb.
they're
But
smart though. They know people like it and they're like, here you go. And it's like you're moving, you're like, dang it, it is good.
yeah,
But yeah,
sampling.
I'm not going to seek it out. But if it's already playing, I'm not going to turn it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she Natalie La Rose. I was like, oh, she a year before this appeared in an episode of Silicon Valley, but
Oh,
it sounds like a background work. Which background people, as we know, Jessica, you and I are important.
very important.
Background people are
Needed.
important.
Got to set the scene.
Some are even divas, but we know this so very much. But yeah, that's probably all we got here for this one, honestly. But that'll do it. Jessica, we are going to see you 2 more times this summer on this series. But till then, where can people keep up with you? And what are a couple movies you're looking forward to seeing this summer at the movies?
Um, oh, I should probably answer in order. Sorry. You can hang out with me. Follow me on Instagram at Jessica Alsman or Twitter is at J and Alsman. I don't know, X Threads, whatever it's
Have you gone to
called.
Blue Sky?
No, but I checked it
Oh,
out. Do I need to be on
okay.
Blue Sky?
Huh?
Do I need to be on Blue
I
Sky?
don't know. I was for a hot minute. I thought things were really going to turn around there, and now it's like it's not quite like all these other ones that people are like, leave Twitter and go to this, and then nobody does, and it's just like, what did I sign up for? But like, people need to pull the Band-Aid off if they want to
Yeah.
really make a statement, and they're not. So, but
I'm
bots
just
will
gonna be
still
wherever
rule
I
that.
am. I'm
Yeah,
gonna be where I am. I can't help it.
Instagram's
I
still
have
my
no like
favorite.
no random motive behind anything. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I just what's convenient because I'm getting old.
there you go. Yeah.
But movies I would like to see in 2025 or I'm excited about is obviously Happy Gilmore 2
Oh yeah.
coming out July 25th, depending on July 25th. And then oh, you know what? I can't even think of any other movies right now.
Well, there's one.
There's
I know what you did last summer, which I talked to Greg, and if we want to get the band
I
back together to do an episode when that comes out, I'm game.
mean, I still know what I know from knowing that summer. But
Yes.
this is a new group that knows stuff about last
Yeah.
summer.
Which that movie
Or
looks dopey, and I'm there for it.
yeah, if it's just cheesy enough, I'm so excited.
Yeah. so, maybe that one. But yeah, okay. Well, I'm on the socials at Brandon4KUHD. You can catch me this summer, and Jessica will be there. Days of the Dead, June 13th through 15th. We don't know how that's going to go. I just know it's that weekend. And PopCon, I'll be at the Creator Summit June 25th and 26th. And Jessica will also join me for a day at PopCon June 25th through or 27th through 29th. So you can find all the information at popcon.us or popconsummit.com. Monday, Scott, Aaron, and I talk every secret thing. I'll see you in my dreams, Pitch Perfect 2, and Mad Max Fury Road. All that and more as the summer of 2015 at 10 continues.
The summer of 2015 at 10.
Thank you for listening. The Brandon Peters Show is a Creative Zombie Studios production. Produced by Brad Shoemaker and Brandon Peters. Written and edited by Brandon Peters. Announcer vocals by Jessica Alsman. Theme song by Metavari. Web design and show art by Brad Shoemaker with Brandon Peters. All music and clips featured in the episode are property of their respective studios, and no infringement is intended. Additional information on this and other episodes at BrandonPetersShow.com. For any inquiries, press opportunities, or sponsorship, contact mail at BrandonPetersShow.com. The show is available on Apple Music, Spotify, or anywhere podcasts are found.